Started out, what was the name of the first one? Spirit Fest. And then I got the Snatam Fest. And at first I thought, that sounds kind of funny, Snatam Fest. But it's so right, because it's so, it's the foundation of Kundalini Yoga as taught by Yogi Bhajan. And there's no other lineage that says Snatam. And so it's worked its way in so beautifully. And we're so glad to be back working together, and I'll have Snatam introduce your beautiful musicians. I wanted to say one thing though, that how many of you are going to go to Mexico with us for New Year's Eve? Do you know about this? We're going to be, maybe Karen can speak a minute about it. Well, you fly into Mexico City, right? And then you go how far, Karen? An hour?
It's about an hour and a half.
And you, what kind of land is it we're going to be on? You got a home here for... I'm excited because my husband doesn't usually like to go to Mexico, but he said okay to this.
So it's in a town called, and if there's some Mexicans here in the back, they can tell me how badly I'm pronouncing it, but it's called Tepoztlan. And it's called the Magical Town. And there's a pyramid that sort of overlooks the whole town that is believed to be imbued with magical properties. And we found an incredible location where there's a retreat center that we will be able to host our New Year's Eve Mexico Snatam Fest, and we're so excited to bring in the new year this year in Mexico.
It'll be 3 days? 4 days?
It's 4 days. This is Nirmal over here. He is our Spirit Voyage Mexico magician, and he's going to be organizing Snatam Fest in Mexico with us.
We're excited. It's not only many other musicians, but if you haven't made your New Year's Eve going into truly the Aquarian Age after the 21st of December, then you've got to come. We have to all be together at that time. So it's Mexico. Okay, but we're right here now in Pennsylvania, right? Pennsylvania. Being from Los Angeles, it's really a trip being on the East Coast because you don't know where you are. Am I in Delaware? Am I in Washington, D.C.? Did I get to West Virginia yet? But California is 13 hours from the top to the bottom driving. And so we're pleased to be here in Pennsylvania, good old PA. Is that what you say? Good old PA. And yeah, so today it's just a lot of work because you got to do it, okay? Tomorrow, a little more fun. Today, we're going to work on intuition. And I was reading a lot of the teachings this morning. And by the way, I did everything you're doing this morning. I did it myself. So it's like I just made the pancakes. I know about them. Intuition, Yogi Bhajan said, would be the only way that one can get into this Aquarian Age and live with grace and dignity and be healthy, happy, and holy. It's the only way. Because if you don't have the connection, it won't work. And we see it around us, and we see ourselves not working because we get disconnected. We were at Gurumukh up here, and we were doing hugging and carrying on and saying, I said, you look so fantastic. He says, yeah, I feel happy. And then Snatam and I looked at each other and we said, well, if we feel happy, chances are we're healthy and then we're holy. And once again, how Yogi Bhajan brought this unity together in his words. And at the time, healthy, happy, holy, we're almost embarrassed to say holy to regular people because it has such a, you know, such a holy, weird feeling to it. But then when he said, "Is all your holes have to work," then it became more real. You know? All your holes are working funny to know, right? He said there were 9 holes, but there's really 10 for women. So you can meditate on that. Okay, so looking forward. I think you need to. Okay? Are you excited? Are you going to help each other and not go into the evil pit if you can do it and the person next to you can't? Are you going to pray for them? Okay, and send your energy if you're maybe... The beauty with Kundalini Yoga, as we all know, do we have anyone brand new to Kundalini Yoga? Wow, you're really great. They don't know, they're innocent. They're innocent for their life's journey and where it's going to take them, but it only goes up and up. We're going to demonstrate a few of the postures because I was telling Alexander, our wonderful filmmaker, the video maker, that sometimes everyone's doing a posture so differently that nobody on the home screen could ever know what is the posture. So our beautiful musician, Yogi Narendran, will show us how to do a few of them. But don't feel badly if you can't do them like she does them. She's a great yogi, and how old are you now?
25.
Yeah, and she's very young. So, last thing to remember, when Yogi Bhajan came in 1969, I met him in 1970. We were the ages, I think we were like 14 years old to 25. I was old, I was 26. And our bodies were like Meridian's body. Now, probably the age of many of us is 40 up. And so, be kind to yourself. Be prayerful for your neighbors on either side for you. And just remember, it's not how you do it. It's how you connect with it and what you learn from it. This first one that we're going to do is 15 minutes. He said this is one could do every morning and you would never ever get sick and you'd probably never ever die, which would be kind of boring. But you could stop doing it when you want to die. At the age of 101. Okay, I've done it. I'm ready to sit and go out. Okay, so let's put our hands together, please. And thank you all so much for coming to this beautiful center that our beautiful brothers and sisters of the Jewish faith have prepared in such a prayerful way for so many people, and how they invite so many different races, creeds, and peoples in to join on this sacred night. Just a moment to talk about, as we go through some more difficult and challenging asana, how mantra, whether you chant it or whether you take it in on every breath, is such an aid. And that's why Yogi Bhajan was so much connected to mantra and to music, incorporating Kundalini Yoga with it.
Grateful to be joined here today by Todd Boston on guitar, Jason Carter. And this Kundalini Yoga is the yoga of mantra. It's so intertwined and interrelated. Every set that I've ever experienced has the mantra somehow in it, supporting. And as the mantra is playing, if you're doing the exercise, think of it as a total grace and protection. These mantras were given to us by the enlightened gurus of the Sikh tradition, and through their own enlightenment, through their own journey, the mantra came forth as a tool that they passed on for us to experience. So it's as if the presence of the Guru comes into the presence of your life to carry you through these challenging sets. And as Gurumukh said, it's not really about how you do the posture, but how you relate to it. And the mantra will connect you absolutely right away to that divine energy of God and the divine energy of the Guru present to carry you through. And it's at times we'll ask you to chant, times we'll ask you to listen, but the mantra is always, always there, as we tuned in at the very beginning with Om Namo Gurudev Namo. As you chant, this becomes an incredibly powerful way to connect. The tip of the tongue touches the roof of the mouth. It's like a Morse code that awakens the glandular system. So on a very physical level, you're having an experience. And then the spirit of the mantra, which has been chanted for hundreds of years, thousands of years, by souls before you, by souls after you. It's like you're catching on to that wheel of energy and strength to propel you deeper into your consciousness. So So the mantra that we're going to be focusing on for the first part of this set is Chattara Chattara Varati, Chattara Chattara Murte, Suyamba Subang Sarvada Sarva Jugate, Dukalam Parnasi Deyalam Sarupe, Sada Anga Sange Abangam Vibhute. And we'll ask you to chant along with the last line. Because the next class will go. Stick with us and we'll add on the line with each time. So the last line is, if you can repeat after me, Sada Anga Sange. Sada Anga Sange. Abangam Vibhute. Abangam Vibhute. Sada Anga Sange. Sada Anga Sange. Abangam Vibhute. Abangam Vibhute. Beautiful. And this means Sada Anga Sange, in every limb and fiber, in every cell of creation, Abangam Vibhute is the absolute beautiful, beautiful creativity of God. So this mantra totally will give you that experience if you connect with it, and we'll be chanting, and I'm sure we'll have some connections going on.
And you'll be using every fiber. So please bring your hands together in the knuckle. And then take the thumbs in. Eyes closed, rolled up. Spine taut. Inhale deeply. Go from the belly all the way up. And exhale with the navel line. Smoothly back. Inhale again. Eyes rolled up and inward even more. Exhale, listening to your own breath and then a collective breath as we begin with Om Namo Gurudev Namo. I bow to that creative wisdom. I bow to that all-knowingness that lies within myself. Please inhale deeply. Om